Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about the digital asset space, and let's get right into it today. Guys, we're going to be talking about how some of the world's central banks and governments have been developing digital currencies for years now. For example, the DCEP, China's new national digital currency that is pegged to the renminbi 1-to-1 ratio, has been being developed since 2014. Do you remember the narrative even in 2017? During the Bitcoin bull run and all of the cryptos going up, people were saying, all of this is a fad. Blockchain might have utility, but cryptocurrencies will not be used. Well, it looks like they were maybe lying and hedging their bet, similar to what JP Morgan was doing, talking badly about Bitcoin, wherein they were developing their own in-house walled garden cryptocurrency for JP Morgan, JPM coin. We're going to dig into this. I want to show some additional news to show you how deeply the rabbit hole really goes in terms of plans. So be sure to stick around, hit the like button, and share this video around. So right here, what is the DCEP? This is the digital currency, DCEP, which stands for Digital Currency Electronic Payment. So we'll just call it, the DC or EP for short. So it's a national currency that China built with blockchain and cryptographic technology. The currency is pegged 1-to-1 to the Chinese national currency, the renminbi, the RMB. So this overall objective of this currency is to increase the circulation of the RMB and international reach with it, with the eventual hopes that the RMB, their current national currency, will kind of compete with, and be a global currency alongside the US dollar. So China's recently published this initiative to push forward blockchain adoption with the goal of beating competitors like Libra, again, the currency from Facebook, talking about really competing with them because they pose a national threat to the sovereignty of China, insisting that digital currencies should only be issued by governments and central banks. So this DCEP is not listed on any cryptocurrency exchanges and will not be for speculation of value. Again, it is 1-to-1 ratio with the RMB. All right, so as we go here, again, DCEP is the only legal digital currency in China. Talking about this, it's not a third-party stablecoin like Tether, USDT or anything like that, which is also pegged. All right, we can see that. And then again, Bitcoin is not legal tender in China. And then right here, as you can see, the chairman of the China International Economic Exchange Center said they've been working on the DCEP for 5 to 6 years now. This article was just published this month, April 2020. So again, 2014, and is fully confident it can be introduced as the country's financial system. It's currently being rolled out with the People's Bank of China issuing the currency. And again, right here, and this is from China Finance 40 Forum. DCEP can achieve real-time collection of data related to money creation, bookkeeping. Again, nobody's going to be cooking the books anymore. There's not going to be two different books. It's all controlled to the max, all right, etc. Providing useful reference for the provision of money. Okay, they can deliver it instantaneously, and the implementation of monetary policies. Bottom line, control. DCEP is not for speculation, as we know. We get it. There's no speculative value. Typical to other cryptocurrencies. Regardless, this is showing more walled gardens. I guarantee other groups are going to follow suit to some degree, and we still need interoperability. All right. We can read, if you want to continue this is on boxmining.com/DCEP if you'd like to read more. Sources are, all linked in, again, talking about gold speculation. China's already amassed 20,000 tons of gold. However, this is still mere speculation with the backing, but we will see. As I've been saying on this channel for a long time, along with many other people, keep an eye on the AIIB and, of course, China's gold accumulation. I believe that this Asian investment infrastructure bank will play a huge role in this future global monetary system to some degree, and I still think that the countries are working on leveling the playing field and creating financial inclusion for all. All right, so to go hand in hand with this, again, block beats. So breaking, China's digital currency, DCEP, is coming. And now these pictures below show that Agriculture Bank of China, which was also mentioned in the article I just read, are real. We downloaded the app and found that the first 4 pilot areas are in these cities. And I'm sorry if I butcher these, but again, you can see these cities, right here. And we'll go into that. So as we can see the picture, just wanted to sharing this, guys. Digital currencies are coming. They talk about the rollout phase, how about, 50% of it will go to, Chinese citizens in these cities for their income. And it's just that push to go more and more digital. It is happening, okay? So we can see this, all interoperable, People's Bank of China is working on it directly. So right here, XRP Crypto Wolf sharing this. This is on the Block Crypto. So China's government has launched the National Blockchain and Distributed Ledger Technology Standardization Technical Committee, which includes 15 organizations and 71 members. They're going to be working on setting up national standards for blockchain and DLT. All right. Let me get out of this stupid ad. Now, as we go right here, they talk about this committee, and this actually includes Baidu and Tencent executives. So this is, already including two giant tech giants, Baidu and Tencent. We also know their connections and Tencent's connection to the company Ripple, as we've talked about in the past, talking about industrial standards. We can see the, massive members, the management committee, and then, of course, you can see these 71 members right here. Now, as we keep going, right here, Chinese government employees will receive China's central bank digital currency in May, guys. This is a soft rollout. And this city's government employees, they will receive 50% of their May transportation subsidies in digital currency. The digital currency will be issued to them by 4 state-owned banks. All right, this is really, really happening. Could other governments follow suit? Could we eventually see, the US dollar go completely digital? We already know it's electronic. We know that the real-time payment platforms are helping with the banks to communicate. A lot of people are getting direct deposits. We are simply, kind of pushing the narrative and showing everybody little by little, especially with some stimulus checks. All right, talking about literally just what we read again. Institutions, they signed the DCEP issuance contracts with these banks in preparation for the May launch. Again, all employees are asked to download these digital wallets. Look at your bank, whether you have Bank of America, Citibank, Chase. Look at the narrative. You guys can see more information on digital wallets in the talks and articles dating back, years ago, even 2017, the talks about this, okay, to receive their subsidies. So this could be as easy as just simply creating an account, and then boom, you're able to receive your money, and they have all of the insight they need for KYC and AML compliance. All right, now regarding the Ripple, I know some of you have seen this. I just want to cover this briefly off Ripple's website. So Money Match and Ripple make it cheaper and faster for Malaysian SMEs to pay global suppliers. So Money Match, they are a Malaysian incorporated fintech company focused on delivering a more efficient cross-border payment service by providing same-day, low-cost global payments to both SMEs and individuals. Number of countries that, where they are located, 120 plus. And with Ripple and their technology, they saw a 40% reduction in cross-border payments since joining RippleNet. Now, again, this is their network of banks and FIs. They're fostering an ecosystem of liquidity within various corridors. Notice, Malaysia, Singapore, anywhere in really Asia, Southeast Asia, they're a hotbed for innovation and adopting this technology. Right here, greater than 1.3 billion right here, amount of Malaysian ringgit transferred securely on Money Match, and their goal to provide SMEs and individuals in Malaysia with an alternative to the high transfer fees and foreign exchange rates charged by the country's traditional banks. Again, reducing friction, creating a level playing field, and just incorporating financial inclusion. Of course, global remittance will be a huge part of it. It'll go to eventually even, the capital markets and trade finance with R3 as well. Solution being a part of a RippleNet and the software that they have in their kind of group and network of banks, and this kind of hub and spoke model connects Money Match with financial institutions and other payment providers across the world. So remember, Ripple is not replacing anything. They are simply complementing the ecosystem. They're not trying to replace a currency. They're simply helping connect currencies. They do not make payments for you. They allow you to make payments more efficient. Okay, so RippleNet's standardized integrations process has helped the company reduce global transfer costs by as much as 40% and provide customers with same-day settlements. And again, Adrian Yap, CEO and co-founder of Money Match, in this video, he just kind of talks about everything we just went over. We became a credible partner for financial institutions all over the world. So it's helping groups like these. It's helping them give their customers more competitive rates. And at this point, there's tons of testimonials regarding this. But right now, everybody's asking, when XRP implementation, when will we see higher levels of volume and higher value being transferred, which again inherently pushes the price of XRP upward? That is the question. All right, and we'll cover that in future videos as well as we keep going. I want to show this. I'm going to breeze over this. Mr. B XRP did a video on this already, but I thought it was worth a shot if you guys want to check his video out. But again, an update with what we saw in this clip. This gentleman is the Minister of Finance at Somalia, the country, and his slip, he actually says debt cancellation of debt, and he kind of slipped. I mean, maybe I'm being, a little cynical or, extra paranoid, but you can see as he's talking, this was a video actually from October of 2019, and he mentions the plan of, debt management and debt cancellation all the way back then. And he said it was planned to go around February of 2020. And as we can see with an article right here, the decision first reported by Reuters cancels 67% of the debt owed to the Paris Club creditors by Somalia. And as we can see, Paris Club creditors agree to cancel $1.4 billion of Somali debt, and this was March 31st, 2020. So you can see how deep the rabbit hole really goes, how deep some of this planning was. I know there was some fake articles and fake videos talking about the International Monetary Fund canceling debt altogether for some nations. We'll see. If that starts to happen at a sovereign level for groups, the small guys, the medium guys are going to want the same thing. And then it's, some type of weird Jubilee scenario, but we will see. But I want you to listen to this clip, 30 seconds. Listen to how he kind of says cancellation. He goes, like debt management, tries to cover himself.
SMB program by the end of this year. And we hope, and we are hoping, and we're all working together from the president on down to be able to reach a decision point. You know what a decision point means. It is very important that we reach that. That means that it is a day our creditors and our partners will decide that Somalia has traveled enough, and therefore we sit down and talk about canceling the debt, managing the debt, doing something with the debt. Therefore, we sit down and talk about canceling the debt, managing the debt, doing something with the debt. And that is February next year is what we have decided.
Found that pretty interesting. So just wanted to share that. So let me know your thoughts regarding that. All right, next up, CNBC, again, our favorite guy, Jamie Dimon, again, of JP Morgan Chase, says that American companies will start bringing back employees who are working remotely by June at the earliest. And he says, in quote, it won't be in May. And I know that we've heard various states also extending the lockdown. So we will see. But again, this has economical, influence and impacts as well. So right here, Finextra, COVID-19, Swift cancels. And again, Swift, the competitor, the current market share of at least messaging, not necessarily settlements, cancels their annual conference. Similar to how Ripple has Swell, Swift has Sibos. But the funny thing is, they've already canceled their physical event, which is taking place in Boston in October. And the funny thing is, in my opinion, I think that Swift is going to be outdated. And yeah, the COVID maybe cancels it, but I don't think there's going to be any news. At this point, they're simply being, replaced or updating third-party technology, whether it's Ripple or utilizing R3 to connect with Swift GPI. It is simply done. So I just wanted to show you, new updates with Swift. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to finish up with this. I've covered this before, but I wanted to bring this up. So QSR wrap. So deletable accounts. And as we can see, this is right here on xrpl.org or xrpledger.org talking about this amendment in this proposal. So this new feature, well, basically, just so you guys know, every single XRP wallet has to have a reserve amount. So that amount to actually hold and keep that wallet active has to hold at least 20 XRP. Now, if the price of XRP goes up, yes, that reserve amount can change. Maybe it'll go to 1 XRP or 0.1 XRP, depending on how high it goes, but it's all based off voting. So this new feature proposed in the amendment process is waiting to acquire and retain an 80% supermajority before it activates. This feature allows the XRP Ledger accounts to be removed from Ledger and recover most of the reserve locked in the accounts for spam prevention. All right. When will it be possible? Would it be possible to transfer these old accounts to another account in the general ledger and thus the seminar? So pretty cool. Again, would not be surprised. A lot of people don't realize that it's a typical FUD thing, kind of like the same questions I get asked all the time. Oh no, Kevin, why would XRP moon? Because it's going to make so many people rich, or it'll make some of the big institutions or initial investors like Chris Larson wealthy, and like all these typical FUD points. Please just do your own research and you'll come to your own conclusions. I have nearly 400 videos covering all these topics, and I just, it gets tiring trying to answer and argue with people on Twitter all the time. But again, things can be changed. They can vote on the reserve amount, whether it's, they want more if XRP price went down, or if they wanted, XRP, the reserve wallet amount. If XRP was ever, $10 or $100 per token, obviously you don't want the reserve amount to be $20 or 20 XRP locked up because you want your money. So they can reduce that amount to whatever they want based off of voting. So a great place to really learn is xrpl.org. So with that, guys, the biggest thing I wanted to make this point across the video is that these governments, these world governments in the news, they're lying to you. They have their own agenda. Of course, we're moving towards a cashless society. They act like, digital currency wasn't a thing. They've been working on it, and they say right here, they've been working on this digital currency since 2014, and this is China. So if you really don't think that other governments, the European Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, are working and have been working on the same thing and consulting with, financial technology firms to do the very same thing, I don't know what to tell you. It's simply here, whether it's, chips or QR codes, or simply, phones being nearby with RFID or NFC, near field communication technology. Payments are here, IDs are here, commercial real estate, the Internet of Value is coming. There's going to be many, many successful projects and many, many opportunities as we are in this recession. So with that, guys, I appreciate it. Be sure to like this video, share it around, and I will see you in the next one.